So what is going on, guys? I'm Black Ops Amazing. Welcome back to another video on the channel where today we are going to be talking about some new leaks that have come out to do with Call of Duty Black Ops Gulf War Zombies. What a long name that is. But because we are pretty much in April now, we are around the time where we start to get leaks about the next Call of Duty. So it isn't unusual that we are now getting some significant leaks to do with this year's COD. And in a few more months is when the official information will come. But I would say from now until then, expect quite a few leaks to come out about the campaign, multiplayer, and because we know it's a Treyarch game this year, zombies. And that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video, all of the latest leaks and rumours to do with Gulf War Zombies. So as always, you have to take every leak with a grain of salt. I personally don't know what is true and what isn't, and because we're so early on, things can always change. Maybe right now these are planned to be in the game, but will get removed or changed later on. We'll just have to wait and see. That's how leaks go. I'll be honest, I do hope some of the things that are mentioned here aren't real and have just been made up by these leakers, but let's go ahead and go over them anyway. So actually before Christmas time, around December, we heard that Black Ops Gulf War Zombies, or Black Ops 5, whatever they decide to call it, will have two zombies maps on day one. One that will take place in a city and another that will be on an island. But besides from that and a few smaller things, like some pretty irrelevant and smaller assets that we might be seeing, such as traps, that was all we really had about it up until now, where all of a sudden we've been given a bunch more. So a leaker by the name of Undead Vondi tweeted this on March the 24th, where he said, so Gulf War Zombies will feature perk machines plus the Wonderfizz machine, which will look pretty much how they did in Cold War. So the style will stay the same. The fact that we have perk cans, not perk bottles, how we used to, will also be returning from Cold War. The Pack-a-Punch will come back, all as we'd expect. I mean, it's not zombies without any of those, but a new one is the Tool Grinder, which increases your loadout weapon's damage potential. That sounds like an ability that we're already able to do in zombies. It was in Cold War, Vanguard, and Modern Warfare 3, where you can increase your weapon's damage via the upgrade station, changing its rarity from green to blue to purple to orange, uncommon, common, epic, and legendary. But apparently we're now going to be having a Tool Grinder, which lets you increase your weapon's damage, and a model for this Tool Grinder has been found within the game files. So if this is true, it seems like Treyarch have just given this feature that we already had its own place, its own separate station or tool grinder that you have to go up to upgrade your weapon's damage. The Arsenal station will also return along with the crafting table, and the same person also tells us, even though in my opinion this is a pretty irrelevant piece of information, but it does affect gameplay, is that the knuckle cracking animation where you place your weapon into the Pack-a-Punch machine will be returning from the Black Ops games. We haven't seen it since Black Ops 4, and this animation does actually make a difference because it means you can't hold a weapon in your hand whilst you're cracking your knuckles for about 5 seconds. In Black Ops Cold War, you really don't have to worry about papping. You can go straight up to it, double tap X and you get your papped weapon. You don't have to worry about zombies being right behind you, but from World at War II Black Ops 4, you did. If a bunch of zombies were chasing you and you placed your weapon into the Pack-a-Punch machine, well, you'd have to wait about 5 seconds before you got your weapon back. And it did affect your decision on when you Pack-a-Punched. And he also confirmed that loadouts will be returning as well. So whereas in the older days you would start with a pistol or whatever starting weapon Treyarch gave you, well, in the current iteration of zombies, you can choose whatever starting weapon you want to. You can be pretty overpowered compared to the older days, which makes newer zombies a lot easier. So from what we've just been told there, a lot of features from Cold War, Vanguard, and Modern Warfare 3 will be returning in Gulf War Zombies compared to the more basic features that we saw from World at War to Black Ops 4. This game, just from that aspect, will be more like the newer zombies games than the older ones. Also found in the game files is some sort of radio pack. It is titled T10ZM Radio Pack 01. T10, if you don't know, means Treyarch 10, which is the 10th Treyarch game, which would be Gulf War. I don't know what a radio pack in zombies would do, how we would use it. We have no way of knowing right now. That's something we'll just learn about later on down the line. Moving on to information coming from Margwa Network, where he posted a big tweet containing Gulf War Zombies leaks. He says regarding round-based zombies, which, like I said, we know there will be two round-based zombies maps on day one, the one in the city and the one on the island. Well, one of the maps will have an arrow trap. That more than likely will be on the island map, just because of the theming, but also reward rifts will return from Modern Warfare Zombies, and the Ether Extractor objective will return. Now, because it's very likely that a version of either Outbreak or Modern Warfare Zombies will return in Gulf War because of how successful they were, didn't Modern Warfare Zombies have the highest player count ever on launch? But both Outbreak in Cold War and the open world style zombies that we have in Modern Warfare 3 have been very successful according to Treyarch, so I'm 100% sure at the very least a variant of one of those two modes is going to come back. We're either going to be having zombies on Gulf War's Warzone map or Outbreak 2.0 alongside round-based zombies, but whatever we end up getting, reward rifts are coming back. and the Ether Extractor objective. Honestly, being a fan of the older days of zombies where it was just round based and that was the only focus, there was no Outbreak or Warzone zombies. On one hand, I am kind of worried because I don't think COD Zombies is as good as what it used to be, and I think part of the reason for that was because of the introduction of Outbreak and then Warzone zombies. I believe it kind of took away the focus of what made Call of Duty Zombies in the first place, and Treyarch have now tried to take it in a different direction. I still much prefer round-based zombies. I still much prefer going back to play the older games than these new modes that we've seen introduced in Cold War, Vanguard or Modern Warfare 2. So to know that Treyarch are continuing down this path, but still giving us round-based zombies at the same time. The only thing I have to say is, well, at least we're still getting round-based zombies. I'm totally fine with this as long as Outbreak 2 or whatever we get doesn't take away from round-based. If the two can exist peacefully side by side, that's fine. That sort of happened in Cold War. We had round-based zombies and we had Outbreak at the same time, but I will say I do think Outbreak kind of took away from what we saw in Cold War. Because of that, we had less round-based maps. That game actually had the least amount of round-based maps that we've seen. I think it was since World at War, the beginning, 2008. If that game didn't have Outbreak, then potentially we would have had at least one more round-based map in Cold War than what we ended up getting. So I'm fine with this new style of zombies returning in Gulf War, as long as it doesn't affect round-based. Because at the end of the day, even though I like Modern Warfare zombies, I didn't mind Outbreak. I don't prefer it, and it is part of the reason why I just haven't loved playing zombies for a long time, because of the direction that Treyarch have tried to take this mode in now. It's just personally not a gameplay style that I love. It's okay, but I know a lot of people do, hence why it's so popular and also why it's going to return. Continuing on with these leaks though, Magwar Network also says a new weapon will be added that seemingly causes enemies' skins to start bubbling, which sounds similar to the KT-4 that we saw in Zetsubo no Shima. I'm guessing that's going to be one of the wonder weapons. A new dog variant will be added that has tentacles, okay, and Manglers will be returning as well. Not the worst enemy, but I'm kind of overseeing old enemies returning in COD Zombies now. Can we just get some new ones? In Cold War, Vanguard and Modern Warfare 3, we've just seen recycled enemies. I miss the times when we had new perks every other map, new wonder weapons, etc. And then the final leak that I've seen, this one kind of worries me the most, or makes me question myself, because I thought before any of this that Gulf War Zombies has the potential to be the best zombies ever, simply because of the development time. Treyarch have had 4 years by the time it comes out to make this game, which is an awful long time. They had 3 years for Black Ops 4 Zombies, 3 years for Black Ops 3, I think. Before then, they had 2 years to develop Zombies. So Treyarch having 4 years to make this is a very long time, which should mean a higher quality game, better maps, more maps. Anyway, this person said, well, people aren't going to like the fact that COD 2024 Zombies has a hub area like Vanguard and teleporters. The last and only time we ever saw a hub in Zombies was Vanguard. Duran Fang, that was a hub, which was the main area that you started in and then you could teleport to other areas. Terra Maledicta was also a hub, as described by Treyarch themselves. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean a game mode like we saw in Vanguard Zombies is going to return in Gulf War, but that was the last time we saw a hub system used in Zombies, and well, if that's going to return in Gulf War, that's the only thing we really have to go off right now. I would like to think Treyarch wouldn't be that stupid and try and replicate anything that they did in Vanguard, because they know themselves the Zombies mode in that game was a massive failure for many different reasons, this being one of them. So for them to try and bring any feature from that game back doesn't make sense to me, which makes me think, okay, this hub system in Gulf War must be totally different to what we saw in Vanguard. Otherwise, Treyarch, what are you doing? We have actually seen a hub in Call of Duty in the multiplayer that was in World War II, which a lot of people liked. That hub system was totally different to Vanguard Zombies, so there are many different ways that Treyarch could make it work. I have seen some people say though, why can't Treyarch just make Call of Duty Zombies? Why all of a sudden lately, ever since Cold War, Vanguard, Modern Warfare 3, all of those games are totally different to one another, whereas if you compare World at War, BO1, 2, 3 and 4, okay, 4 made some slight changes, but still, it felt relatively familiar. And then Cold War, Vanguard, Modern Warfare 3, and now possibly in Gulf War, every year Treyarch decide to make some huge changes to a mode that I wouldn't say really needed it. I think Zombies was very successful year on year. It wasn't a controversial mode, it didn't need many changes, and it worked. But now Treyarch seem to kind of want to keep changing the formula, and in some cases it works. Cold War did a lot right, Modern Warfare 3's done some things right, but then in other cases, well, it hasn't worked. So it just sometimes makes me question, well, Treyarch know what the fans want. They should know how to make a good zombies mode by now and what would make people happy. They've had plenty of tries at it. They are very well connected to the community, so they know what people think. But for some reason over these past few years, they keep trying to want to change it, when it probably didn't necessarily need changing, because year on year, from World at War to BO1, BO1 to 2, BO2 to 3, zombies improved every single time. And the only difference was small changes. Even BO3 to 4, Treyarch made some bigger changes, and you could see, well, a lot of people thought that was a downgrade. And then BO4 to Cold War, Treyarch made bigger changes. Some people would say it was an upgrade. It was 50-50. Some people said it was a downgrade. But ever since Treyarch started to make bigger changes, instead of sticking to the same formula, but just adding new perks, new wonder weapons, cool maps, it was when they changed the whole formula of zombies, is when the community became split as to whether the mode was good or bad. So that could continue with Gulf War. I'm still hopeful with them having 4 years of development time. I was super excited for it, I still am, but just seeing some of these leaks makes me kind of question that. Hopefully, I actually hope a lot of what we've seen here is just fake information. So anyway, there we go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, hopefully you've enjoyed the video today. If you have, drop a like rating. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest videos on the channel. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye.